In today's video, we're going to take a look at Marathon Petroleum, and I'm going to give you a sneak peek into a new backtester I'm building. Let's start first with Marathon Petroleum. Marathon Petroleum was one of those stocks that I made a video about 5 days ago. The reason we were looking at Marathon Petroleum, it transitioned from the stage of acceleration, you see that with the green line right here, to the stage of deceleration, back to acceleration, the green for the first time. So that switch right there was the whole reason Marathon Petroleum caught our eye. Now, instead of sitting, waiting, and watching for our setup to trigger, we created an automated trading script which said, hey, buy Marathon Petroleum 10 shares whenever we pull back to this market pulse line right here. Do it without me needing to sit there and watch these charts continuously. Well, since the time of making the video, Marathon Petroleum has not only pulled back to our market pulse, we've also had an ex-dividend day, and now we're trying to determine, well, do we want to stay in this position or not? Right now, this position is underwater with our 10 shares, even when you include the dividend. So how much confidence do we have in this? I think the best way to build confidence in a particular trade setup is by knowing how it's performed in the past, and that's where backtesting comes into play. Sure, backtesting isn't a great predictor or the only predictor of future performance, but I do think it gives you a lot of the confidence to know some of the nitty-gritty details that help you manage your trade much more effectively and know whether or not you want to even take it in the first place. Now, let me give you a preview of this backtester. For all Volatility Box members, this is going to be the latest backtester that I'm going to have available to you as part of our Pro Tutorial series. It'll be included for free with your membership, so no worries there. I'm hoping to have it done by this Sunday, but in case I find some more bugs or anything I need to work through, it might be early next week. Now, the reason I'm super excited about this backtester and the strategy, I think it's the closest thing you'll find to the turtle trading strategy. For those that are unfamiliar, the turtle traders were these group of traders who had a trading strategy that was less than 50% in terms of its win rate. They lost more frequently than they won. However, every single time they won, their winners were far, far greater than their losers, which allowed them to deal with the string of losses. Now, in modern day, what I think you find is the turtle trading strategy simply wouldn't work because most traders are unwilling to take, say you had 5 losers in a row, you're simply unwilling to take the 6th trade. That psychological, emotional impact takes over, and it doesn't matter what your probabilistic mind says, what the probabilities might say, it's just way too hard to take this 6th trade. Well, that's where I think having this market pulse backtester is going to eliminate the need for that. You can focus on setups in which you have a greater than 50% win rate, meaning you still feel good about the setup, you're winning more often than you're not, and your average winner is much greater than your average loser. So let's take a look at the setup in Marathon Petroleum, see how we would analyze it. We have MPC right here. We have the setup and backtester entering the position when the market pulse transitions to the stage of green. We waited to improve our entry to get the entry whenever we pull back to our market pulse line. Now, over the past 5 years, this particular strategy, the one of this trend switch, has been a greater than 50% winner. We can see that with this green label right here. 9 winners, 4 losers, 9 out of 13, greater than the 50% we're looking at, check mark there. Second thing we look at, the P&L graph. If the P&L is negative here, but our win rate is positive, it's still not a setup we're interested in. Here, the P&L is positive and steadily rising over time. Yet another check mark. These are hard to find, you'll see, for all Volatility Box members as you start to use the backtester. This is a rare sort of scenario where you have the best of both worlds. Now you move on to the average winner versus the average loser. Average winner, good for 22.35%. Average loser, just under 3%. So you could have 7 losers in a row, and that one winner should still take care of 7 losers. This is what makes the strategy so unique. And the fact that our win rate is greater than 50% combined with the average winner versus loser really makes this particular setup very attractive. Now, one other neat feature, at least I think it's neat, that I added into this backtester is what is the average highest move been? The reason I added that in as well You can see here, for example, using this entry that the backtester took. We can see that the exit it takes is after this trend has transitioned back to bearish. If I zoom in behind these chart bubbles, you can see the entry is when the market pulse goes from red to green right here. This transition is where the market pulse enters. And the exit is when the opposite happens, when we go from green to red. And that's where the exit happens right here. What happens if instead of that, you had gotten a slightly better exit by simply using all of your trading knowledge and our other indicators? You would have seen the momentum is crossing in this period, hopefully recognize this big bearish decline, which is unlike anything else. So say you were a little bit more aware, paying attention. Well, you could have resulted in a higher gain here. Your average move, if you got out at the highest point every single time, which is of course unrealistic, but gives you an idea of how much on often you leave on the table, would have been about 52%. Our current average winner, 22.35%. Take a look at this difference right here, and you'll find that it's in the range of that 17 to 20% mark that you left on the table. That's what this particular label tells you. It tells you what the average highest move is, so you can even set an exit to automatically get out if we hit this threshold right here from our entry. Meaning if price goes up 52% from the entry, automatically gets you out of this position. You know that you've hit what tends to be the average highest move. The last piece of information you get from this backtester, the average duration, it's a long trade. We're looking to ride this trend out. 67 days on average for the winner, so a little bit greater than 2 months. Loser, similar in that 46-day range. So we know that this trade is also going to last some time. It's not a quick overnight trade. It's not even a quick 1-week trade. You should expect to be in this trade for quite some time. So there you have it. Here's a quick preview of that Market Pulse backtester that I'm building for all of our Volatility Box members, and I'm hoping to have available by this weekend. I'm ironing out the final bugs and kinks inside of the code to make sure that it works the way we would expect it to work. It's reliable, and it's one that provides us with a lot of missing information. I hope you found this video helpful. For all Volatility Box members, I'm excited to share this backtester with you, and I'm excited for you to be able to use it as well. Take care, everyone. Good luck trading, and I'll see you in our next update.